Welcome to Explained Simply. Let's explore interesting things in the world together. Today let's find out every boring habit that changes your life. 1. The morning hydration habit. Discover why chugging water immediately upon waking is the simplest yet most effective way to kickstart your body and brain. Ever wonder why that one friend seems to glow with energy, even before their first coffee? They're not wired or jittery, they're just alive. Their skin looks fresh, headaches are a foreign concept, and they function like a fully operational human being before noon hits. The secret isn't some complex superfood smoothie or a grueling morning workout. It's far simpler, almost ridiculously so. They chug water the moment their eyes open. Think about it. Your body just spent a solid 8 hours in a state of dehydration. While you were sleeping peacefully, your internal systems were still working, slowly depleting your fluid reserves. You wake up in a deficit, your brain literally slightly shrunken from the lack of hydration. Starting your day this way is like trying to run a marathon with an empty fuel tank. You're setting yourself up for that sluggish, garbage until 2 p.m. feeling. But the smart ones, the secretly energized ones, they flip that script. Before coffee, before checking their phone, they reach for water. It's the most basic, boring move imaginable, yet it's a profound act of self-care. It rehydrates your cells, kickstarts your metabolism, and signals to your body that it's time to wake up and function optimally. This simple habit lays the foundation for a more vibrant, clear-headed day. 2. The power of a made bed. Learn how this seemingly trivial task provides an immediate sense of accomplishment and sets a disciplined tone for your entire day. Some habits sound like they came straight from your mom's playbook, and making your bed is definitely one of them. Many people dismiss it as utterly pointless. "I'm just going to mess it up again tonight," they reason, shrugging off the idea. But let's be honest, that's perhaps the most illogical argument you can apply to any productive habit. The true power of making your bed goes far beyond mere aesthetics. It's a psychological anchor for your day. Here's what actually happens when you smooth out those sheets and plump those pillows. You complete a task. And not just any task. You complete your first task of the day, often before 7 a.m. Your brain, in its infinite wisdom, registers this small victory. You get a tiny, yet significant, hit of accomplishment. It's proof, right from the start, that you are capable of finishing something you set out to do. This small win builds momentum. As Admiral William H. McRaven, a Navy SEAL, famously stated, "If you want to change the world, start by making your bed." It's not about perfection or hospital corners, it's about discipline. This small act of order creates a ripple effect, building a foundation for bigger disciplines throughout your day. Then, when you come home after a challenging day, instead of a chaotic mess, you're greeted by one small corner of your life that's perfectly in order. It's a tiny, comforting win waiting for you, a visual reminder that you are in control. It's painfully boring, perhaps, but its transformative power is far greater than you'd ever imagine. 3. Walking for digestion and energy. Understand the science behind a short post-meal walk and how it stabilizes blood sugar, improves digestion, and boosts your energy. You know that friend who practically turns into a sloth after a big meal? They groan, declare themselves in a food coma, and immediately gravitate towards the nearest couch, completely out of commission. Meanwhile, their metabolism is slowing to a crawl, and their blood sugar is spiking, setting them up for an energy crash later. Then there's the other type. The one who, after eating, simply takes a leisurely 10-minute stroll around the block. Nothing strenuous, nothing fancy, just a brief walk. They return feeling refreshed and normal, while you're still sitting there, digesting your meal like a python that just swallowed a whole deer. This isn't just about personal preference. Science overwhelmingly backs up the boring walker. A short walk after meals, even just 10 to 15 minutes, does wonders for your body. It helps stabilize blood sugar levels, preventing those dramatic spikes and subsequent crashes that leave you feeling drained and useless for hours. It also significantly aids digestion, moving food through your system more efficiently and reducing feelings of bloat and discomfort. Instead of your body struggling to process a heavy meal while sedentary, gentle movement helps everything flow smoothly. Most people would rather suffer through the post-meal slump than engage in such a simple, incredibly effective activity. It feels incredibly boring, yes. But if you ask your pancreas and your productivity levels, they'll both shout a resounding yes to the power of the post-meal walk. It's a small habit with massive physiological benefits. 4. The consistent sleep schedule. Explore the profound impact of going to bed at the same time every night on your circadian rhythm, sleep quality, and overall energy levels. For many, a sleep schedule is more of a vague suggestion than a hard rule. Monday night, they're lights out by 10 p.m. By Friday, they're still up binging a new show until 3 a.m. Sunday rolls around, and they're catching up on sleep until noon, only to feel groggy and disoriented all day. Their body's internal clock, the circadian rhythm, is utterly bewildered, trying to navigate a schedule more chaotic than a tourist lost in a foreign city without Google Maps. It's no wonder they constantly feel tired, rely on caffeine, and hit the snooze button 17 times. In stark contrast are the boring people. These individuals treat their sleep schedule like a sacred ritual, a non-negotiable part of their daily routine. They go to bed at the same time every single night, come rain or shine. Weekends? Same bedtime. Party? They might leave early. New show? They'll watch it another time. They prioritize their sleep with religious fervor, understanding that consistency is key. The result is transformative. Their body knows the rhythm. They wake up naturally, often without an alarm, feeling genuinely rested and alert. There's no grogginess, no fight against the clock, just a gentle, natural awakening. While others are still struggling to feel human with multiple coffees, these consistent sleepers are already 3 hours into their productive day, fueled by quality, predictable rest. It seems absurdly boring to sacrifice spontaneity for sleep, but for those who master it, the dividends in energy, focus, and overall well-being are immeasurable. 5. The same breakfast strategy. See how eliminating breakfast decisions frees up valuable mental energy, allowing you to focus on more important tasks throughout your day. You probably know someone who eats the exact same thing for breakfast every single day. Maybe it's a bowl of oatmeal, 2 eggs, or a specific smoothie. No variety, no exciting new recipes, just the same, predictable meal. To many, this sounds incredibly boring, perhaps even a bit sad. But what these seemingly unadventurous eaters are actually doing is brilliantly effective. They're eliminating decision fatigue before their brain has even fully woken up. Every single decision you make, no matter how small, saps a tiny bit of your mental energy. What to eat for breakfast, what clothes to wear, what task to tackle first, these minor choices accumulate rapidly. By the time 9 a.m. rolls around, if you've deliberated over a dozen small things, you're already experiencing a degree of mental exhaustion. Successful individuals understand this principle. They automate the boring stuff, creating consistent routines for things like breakfast, their morning workout, or their initial workflow. By removing the need to choose what to eat, they conserve their precious decision-making energy for tasks that genuinely matter. For the critical thinking and problem-solving that will move their day forward. While you might be standing in front of an open fridge at 7 a.m., pondering what sounds good, they've already eaten, completed their routine, and are deeply engaged in meaningful work. It feels devastatingly boring to forego variety, but this simple habit frees up more mental space than most people are willing to admit, allowing for greater focus and productivity where it counts. 6. Tracking every dollar. Uncover the uncomfortable but essential habit of monitoring your spending to gain financial clarity and build wealth effectively. There's always that one person who knows precisely where every single dollar of their money goes. Not because they're a miser, nor because they're riddled with financial anxiety, but because they meticulously track every expense. That daily coffee, the monthly subscriptions, the late-night impulse Amazon purchase, all of it is logged. Whether in a notebook or a dedicated app, they understand their numbers inside and out. Meanwhile, you might be scratching your head at the end of each month, wondering why you're broke, despite not feeling like you spent that much. Here's the uncomfortable spoiler. You're likely spending far more than you realize. And the reason you don't know is that you actively avoid looking at it. Tracking your spending is undeniably boring. It's often uncomfortable, because it forces you to confront the reality of your financial habits. To see those 17 impulse purchases you truly didn't need. It strips away the comforting illusion that it'll all work out. But this incredibly mundane, soul-crushingly tedious habit is precisely how people stop living paycheck to paycheck and actually begin to build wealth. It provides clarity, illuminates wasteful patterns, and empowers you to make intentional choices with your money. Without knowing where your money is going, you're essentially driving blind. It requires handling the truth, even when it's inconvenient. But the transformation it brings to your financial life is absolutely undeniable. 7. Reading over scrolling before bed. Discover why swapping screen time for a physical book before sleep can significantly improve your sleep quality and reduce anxiety. For most people, the end of the day looks eerily similar. Endless scrolling through a smartphone until their brain feels fried and their eyes ache from the harsh blue light. Then, they wonder why they can't fall asleep, or why they wake up feeling anxious and unrested. Their minds are still buzzing, overloaded with information, comparison anxiety, and often, rage-bait content from the digital world. This habit is a direct sabotage of quality sleep. Enter the boring people. Instead of succumbing to the infinite scroll, they pick up an actual book before bed. It could be fiction, non-fiction, a biography. The genre doesn't matter. What matters is that it's not a glowing rectangle feeding their brain a constant stream of external stimuli. This simple shift allows their mind to naturally wind down. There's no blue light suppressing melatonin, no endless feed triggering anxiety or FOMO. They engage with a story or learn something new, but in a calm, focused way that prepares their brain for rest. As a result, they fall asleep faster and often experience deeper, more restorative sleep. They wake up feeling less stressed because they haven't spent the last hour before sleep marinating in everyone else's problems, highlight reels, and digital drama. While you might be watching TikToks about strangers' conflicts at 1 a.m., these individuals are cultivating a peaceful transition to sleep, wondering why their mental health feels so much better. It's an extremely boring habit, yes, but ask anyone who sleeps well, and they'll tell you it's a game changer. 8. Sunday Meal Prep Advantage. Learn how dedicating a few hours on Sunday to meal preparation can save money, promote healthier eating, and eliminate daily food-related stress. You know that person who always seems incredibly relaxed about food? They're never panicking about what to eat for dinner, they're not constantly ordering expensive takeout, and they always seem to have healthy options readily available. Their secret isn't a personal chef or an unlimited budget, it's a few boring hours spent on Sunday. While you were scrolling through social media or binging another Netflix series, they were in their kitchen, methodically cooking and portioning meals for the entire upcoming week. It sounds like a miserable way to spend a Sunday afternoon, doesn't it? Rice, protein, vegetables, all neatly sorted into containers like they're running a small, highly efficient restaurant just for themselves. But here's the transformative outcome of this spectacularly boring habit. They save a significant amount of money by avoiding last-minute takeout and impulse grocery purchases. They consistently eat healthier because their meals are planned, balanced, and ready to go. Most importantly, they eliminate that agonizing, "What's for dinner?" panic at 8 p.m. when they're already exhausted from their day. They make one decision about food for the whole week, and then they're done. This removes a huge daily cognitive load and source of stress that plagues most people. While the act itself is mundane, its ability to eliminate daily stress, promote health, and save money is far greater than most people are willing to admit. It's the ultimate boring flex, yielding consistent, positive results. 9. The art of true rest. Differentiate between actual breaks and mere task switching, understanding why genuine boredom is essential for mental recovery and focus. Many people think taking a break means grabbing their phone and scrolling through social media, checking emails, or watching a quick YouTube video. But that's not a break, it's just switching tasks. Your brain is still in input mode, consuming information, processing stimuli, and remaining actively engaged. You're simply trading work stress for social media stress, and then wondering why you still feel utterly exhausted at the end of the day. Your brain hasn't had a chance to truly reset. Boring people, on the other hand, understand the art of true rest. When they take a break, they actually do nothing. They might stare out the window, stretch for a few minutes, or simply sit quietly with their thoughts. Their phone is put away, the screen is off, and there's no new information flooding their senses. This deliberate period of inactivity allows their brain a crucial opportunity to disengage, process information, consolidate memories, and simply rest. Without this essential downtime, your brain is like an engine constantly running on fumes, with caffeine becoming your only perceived fuel. Real rest feels boring precisely because nothing exciting is happening. But it's this very lack of external stimulation that allows your brain to recover, to build focus, and to be ready for the next wave of productivity. Without embracing this boredom, you're merely switching from one form of mental exertion to another, destined to remain perpetually tired. 10. The 10-minute daily tidy. Realize how a consistent, brief tidying routine prevents clutter from accumulating, creating a calm and stress-free living environment. We all know someone whose home always looks effortlessly neat, almost as if a cleaning fairy visits nightly. You might assume they spend hours deep cleaning every weekend, but the truth is often far simpler and far more boring. Their secret? They dedicate just 10 minutes every single day to tidying up. That's it, 10 minutes without fail. This involves quickly washing dishes, wiping down counters, and putting misplaced items back in their designated spots. While you might be letting the mess pile up all week, anticipating a grueling, 3-hour cleaning marathon on your only day off. These disciplined individuals are maintaining the most mundane routine ever invented. The magic lies in consistency. By addressing small bits of clutter and dirt as they appear, they prevent the overwhelming accumulation that leads to stress and chaos. Their environment never becomes a source of anxiety because they never let it get bad enough to be overwhelming. This boring habit provides a constant sense of order and calm. When your surroundings are tidy, your mind often feels tidier too. It's an aggressively boring routine, perhaps, but its ability to completely prevent chaos in your living space is profound. This is why they remain calm and composed, while you're often stressed by your surroundings. 11. The unsexy secret to success. Conclude with the overarching truth that life-changing habits are often boring precisely because their consistency, not excitement, drives profound transformation. Here's the inconvenient truth that nobody really wants to hear about life-changing habits. They are inherently supposed to be boring. If they were exciting, thrilling, or constantly stimulating, everyone would be doing them, and the world would be full of perfectly disciplined, successful people. The very fact that these habits are mundane, repetitive, and often unglamorous is what acts as a filter, distinguishing those who are serious about long-term transformation from those merely chasing fleeting motivation. Exciting habits, like crash diets or intense, unsustainable workout programs, tend to burn out quickly. They're like a supernova, bright and attention-grabbing, but ultimately short-lived. Boring habits, however, are like compound interest. They build quietly, incrementally, almost imperceptibly, day after day, week after week. They don't offer immediate gratification or Instagram-worthy moments. You simply show up, do the small, consistent thing, often when nobody is watching and nothing feels impressive. Then, one day, you look around your life and realize everything has fundamentally shifted. You're healthier, wealthier, calmer, and more productive. This profound change isn't the result of some dramatic, heroic effort, but rather the cumulative power of countless small, consistent, and yes, boring actions. This is the unsexy secret successful people often don't explicitly tell you. Their life looks exciting because their habits are profoundly boring. If this realization has struck a chord, making you understand you've been chasing excitement instead of consistency, that's a crucial insight. Now you know what truly works. So, hit that like button like you're committing to one boring habit, and subscribe like you're choosing sustainable over sexy. Because genuine transformation doesn't spring from fleeting motivation. It comes from boring, relentless repetition. Don't forget to support this kind of content by subscribing and watching this other super curious video you'll love.